Okay, so we're just 3 months into 2021 and we're starting to see a lot of smartphones being released into the market. But when we talk about budget devices that give you true value for money, then Xiaomi might have just got that on lock with the Redmi Note 10 Pro. Hey guys, it's Masaka and welcome back to another video. If this is your first time here, welcome to my channel where I talk about tech stuff that excites me. The Redmi Note 10 Pro is absolutely fantastic. You get a massive 6.7 inches AMOLED display with 120Hz refresh rate. It's also powered by the Snapdragon 732G processor with 6 GB of RAM and 5000 mAh battery. You also get a 108 megapixel camera, and that's right, not 48, 64, but 108 megapixel camera. And it comes at an amazing price of less than $300. And I think this is absolutely amazing. Talking about packaging, Xiaomi seems to be the most consistent. There is no significant change in what you get inside the box. You get a bulky user guide, a SIM ejector tool, a silicone TPU case, a USB-C cable, and a massive 33-watt charging brick for enhanced fast charging. On the device itself, there are a few noticeable changes in design. The first one I noticed is the location of the 3.5mm headphone jack. This has been moved to the top as opposed to the bottom like on the Redmi Note 9T. You also get a large speaker grill at the top for a more balanced sound output from the dual speaker setup. The Redmi 10 Pro is a tall device coming in at the size of 164mm, but Xiaomi found a way to compensate for this by reducing the weight of the display, which makes it more easier to handle and it feels more slimmer in my hand than my iPhone 12 Pro Max. Even though this is a budget device, when handling it, there's absolutely no feeling that you're using a cheap device. Xiaomi has been able to bring that flagship level specs and premium feel to the budget segment. The back of the phone is made of glass and has this lovely looking gloss finish that looks absolutely stunning when there's no smudges and fingerprints mark on it. This color is called Onyx Green, but you can also get it in Glacier Blue and Gradient Brown. If you don't want to continuously wipe down your phone, then you can slap on the TPU case that comes inside the box, and this would help you keep your phone clean and also improve grip. It feels a bit slippery to hold but yet comfortable. The camera module is placed so high that no matter how you hold your phone, it's unlikely that your hands will come in contact with the camera lenses. The frame is curved, which increases the overall ergonomics of the phone. It's also glossy and one might argue that it is a metal frame, but I think it's plastic. You also get a side-mounted fingerprint sensor which is placed properly and it's not difficult to reach. It's also curved rather than flat like the ones we see on the previous Note devices. Overall, the design of the Redmi Note 10 Pro is something I reckon with. The design feels and looks refreshing. If you're enjoying this video, kindly subscribe to my channel and hit that like button so a lot of people can see this video. Now let's get back into the video. The massive 6.7 inches display is a 1080p AMOLED display with 120Hz refresh rate and 1200 nits of peak brightness. What all this means is that you have a flagship level display which is extremely bright and has fantastic color reproduction with extra smoothness because of the 120Hz refresh rate. I found out that by default the 120Hz refresh rate option is disabled, probably to save battery, but what is the reason of having this option when you can't use it? So you can go into settings and enable this option when you have your smartphone. Putting it side by side with the Redmi Note 9T, you can absolutely see the difference in brightness level. Colors on the Redmi Note 10 Pro are sharp, vibrant, and more punchy than the Redmi Note 9T. Since this is an OLED display, you can turn on the always on display feature on the Redmi Note 10 Pro. You also have a ton of animations and themes to choose from. The software experience on the Redmi 10 Pro is quite good and nice to use, but it doesn't come without its own downside. The Redmi Note 10 Pro runs on Android 10 and coupled with the new MIUI 12, you get somewhat of a smooth sailing experience. You have the new control center that draws inspiration from Apple's iOS. There are also some nifty features such as gestures and the all-new video toolbox that allows you to play YouTube videos with your screen turned off. For example, if you want to listen to music on YouTube while your phone is off, you can do that by clicking on that option. It's not all roses and peaches. There are few downsides to the software experience on the Redmi Note 10 Pro. You get a ton of preloaded apps that takes up spaces on your phone, but while you can yank some of them off your phone, the others you would have to live with. Lest we forget, you also have to live with the ads that occasionally pop up during your daily usage. All these amazing features of the MIUI 12 are powered by the Snapdragon 732G processor and Adreno 618 GPU with 6 GB of RAM. The Antutu benchmark score is about 280,000 with a breakdown of 96,000 for the CPU, 73,000 for the GPU, 49 and 63,000 for the memory and UX respectively. These scores fall slightly below that of the Dimensity 800U on the Redmi Note 9T, which has me thinking about a comparison. Let me know in the comment section if you're interested in seeing one on the channel. Performance on the Redmi Note 10 Pro has been on par. I have not experienced any lag or performance issues. Considering that the Snapdragon 732G processor is a gaming processor, I've absolutely enjoyed gaming with the 120Hz display. I played Call of Duty on high quality and high frame rates and it was such a delightful experience. It does get warm to the touch when you play for an experienced period of time. I also noticed that I couldn't download the Asphalt 9 off the Play Store, which might be because this device is pretty new and hasn't been optimized, so this might be fixed with later software updates. The camera is one of the biggest selling points for the Redmi 10 Pro. Xiaomi has found a way to bring the flagship level specs down to the budget range with that 108 megapixel quad camera setup. The main camera is a 108 megapixel f1.9 and also you get an 8 megapixel f2.2 ultra wide camera, a 5 megapixel macro camera and a 2 megapixel camera for depth sensing. You can shoot up to 4K 30 frames per second video, but the camera does not have optical image stabilization, so it just relies on the electronic image stabilization to keep video steady. At the front, you have a 16 megapixel camera for taking selfie pictures. Here are some of the pictures and video samples. Hey guys, this is the selfie camera of the Redmi Note 10 Pro, and right now I'm shooting 1080p 30 frames per second. And if you look at the colors, it's really nice. It doesn't have optical image stabilization, it just has electronic image stabilization, and the colors I'm seeing are really good. I like them. It has good dynamic range. If you take a look at the sky up there, and the colors are vibrant and everything looks great. Now I'm going to switch to the rear camera and see what we can get. So this is the rear camera of the Redmi Note 10 Pro, and I'm shooting at 4K 30 frames per second. I really love the colors out of the camera, although they look very contrasty and it kind of looks oversaturated, I would say, but the dynamic range is very great. The color reproduction is awesome and this camera is amazing. Let me know in the comment section if you would love to see a dedicated camera review. The Redmi Note 10 Pro is a powerhouse with a 5020 mAh battery that has 33 watt fast charging, and I should charge from 0 to 59% in 30 minutes. I was able to use the battery for a whole day from 70% to 5% with 5 hours 38 minutes of screen on time, which is pretty much decent. Finally, all this experience would be incomplete if I don't comment the dual speaker setup on the smartphone. You now have an equal size speaker on both the top and the bottom of the device, which helps out balance out the sound, and also this vibrates the frame of the phone to give it a better sound output. Here is what it sounds like. The Redmi 10 Pro is an absolute must buy if you're looking for something budget range, and I think it offers more than any of its competition for that price point. Drop your comment below on what you like most about the Redmi 10 Pro and what videos you would like me to make. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video, share it with your friends, and I'll see you in the next one.